This is Coffee and Conversations. So come, chill, chat with Danica KL. And don't forget your cup.
Hello, welcome to Coffee and Conversations. I'm your host, Danica KL, and I have this beautiful couple with me. Y'all can go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. Chris.
Hello, my name's Chris. How you doing? I'm 29.
How y'all doing? I'm Calrika. Most people call me Missy. I'm 28. And we're married. Yeah.
Awesome. Yay. So how long have you guys been married?
For 2.5 years.
No.
About to be 2.
No, baby. We've been married for... Chris, we've been married
You
for...
never know.
No. I think you just add time because you want us to... Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But it's going to get to 2.5 years. But we've been married for a year and 10 months. About to be 2 years.
September?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Awesome. What's the date?
September 10th.
Ooh, 9/10.
Yeah.
That's easy to remember. 9/10. That's smart. I like that.
Yeah.
So would y'all consider yourselves like young and married, or?
I think so. I think we're young and married because a lot of people our age is not married.
That is true.
And a lot of people our age, a lot of people question us. Y'all really want to get married? Y'all so young. You still got this to do, that to do. But that's what God led us to do, so that's what we did.
Yeah. I was gonna ask that. Like, do you feel like maybe you were too young to get married, or
Nah.
No.
it was the right time? So what's y'all like backstory? How long have been knowing each other and stuff?
Like 7?
Yeah, about
7
7
years?
years.
About 7 years.
Yeah.
So
We
you met fairly young.
Yeah, we met when we was 20. I think he had just made 21 and I was making 21.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to see me at school, but he never said anything to me. But he knew me. I didn't know who he was, but I knew him from seeing him around.
Uh-huh.
And one day we was at McDonald's, me and my friends. I had to use the restroom so bad, so I'm rushing to use the bathroom. But I seen him. I'm like, that guy look familiar, but I didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we came down, we ordered food and stuff, and then we all left. And when we got in the car, I saw him come out the door, like, doing like this. I'm like, who is that guy? And my friend was like, oh yeah, Missy, that boy wanted to talk to you. I'm like, oh, okay. So we walked. So when he came to the car, he introduced himself and stuff, and we exchanged numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like after a couple of days, we might have talked. But then after that, he left and he went to Vegas.
Oh.
And
Yeah, see, I was going to stay out there, but I was like, man, I got to come back.
Are you from here?
Hmm?
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
just went to Vegas.
Yeah, just for work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then because that was like when I think I met him in August. That was like around when school kind of first started. I think the semester started,
Mm-hmm.
and then he moved to Vegas in November.
Oh.
And after that, like I think that in December he was back, and then we started talking again. I think around my birthday, that's when he came back. December.
Yeah, December.
Because then I think
Yeah.
his grandmother died.
That's my mom's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
his birthday.
Yeah, I know, right?
They close to each other.
Yeah, and his that's when his grandma had passed around that time when we
Yeah.
first met, and and then we started talking and everything.
Then it was destiny.
Yeah, it was history.
The rest
since.
was history.
Yeah,
That's cool. So y'all didn't have like those typical royal relationships where it's like, oh, we together, we broke up.
No,
We together,
Oh,
we
no.
broke
I
up.
refused to do that. Like
right.
that was like, I was like, I don't want that kind of relationship where I'm like together and then we not together
Yeah.
playing the back and forth games. That was not the kind of
Yeah,
relationship
that's
I wanted.
tiring.
Right.
Yeah.
My ex, he tried that with me. Tried to, talk to me when it was on his terms, and then, he just popped up at my house one day like, I'm like, what you doing? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And after that, I never see him ever again. Like never again.
That's cool. So, were you guys like in Christ before y'all met, or y'all kind of came into Christ after?
I grew up in church. I mean, I can say in church. I can't say in Christ.
Right.
So that's a difference.
Yes, there is. I'm so with you on that.
But I grew up in church, so I always had that background. Like my family member is very, like, Christian. Like my grandpa was a pastor, my auntie was a pastor. Like you know, my family has a church actually, but I don't go to the church. But you know, so I kind of grew up. And my auntie had her church too, Spread the Word Ministries, and that's the church that I was a member of.
Okay.
And before, you know, and then before I met Chris, I was a member of Full Life too. I thought about it like it's about to be like 10 years. I've been at Full Life. Yes. 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 It's been a while.
Wow.
Yes. I'm like, dang.
Cool.
I didn't realize. But yeah. But then after, I mean, Chris, I think you was in church too, right?
Yeah, I was. My uncle was a pastor. Well, he still is a pastor. Yeah, I was going to a church for a little minute. And I was going to this prophetess named Sister Perry for, you know, about 3 years. Yeah.
So y'all kind of came in it together, like after.
Yeah, and that like
the serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like once we was together as a couple, like we was going to church and stuff like that, you know, together. But once we got married, that's when it really like became serious for us.
Yeah.
Like it became like strong, and we was like committed to Christ and being in Christ and doing things that's gonna, you know, glorify God in our life and stuff like that. That's when it became serious for us once we got married. Before it was serious, but not as serious as it is now.
Yeah.
Because we're, you know, because we adding somebody else into our life and into our relationship with God. You know?
Can y'all like see a difference? You know, you mentioned before it wasn't that serious, but now it's like so y'all
I
can
see
see like a difference.
I see a difference. Like,
Yeah.
You know, with, you know, being married and stuff, you know, you gotta put God first in your marriage.
Amen. Yeah.
But at first, you know, like you just praying by yourself, you know, now you have a partner to pray with.
Yeah.
That's the difference I see.
Yeah.
How? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say then like he said, you know, you praying with that person, and you also have to pray for each other.
Oh,
you know?
definitely.
And we learned that. I mean, we did it, but we didn't do it as much as we needed to.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like you said, you pray with that person. You also pray for that person. You know, you praying for somebody else because they like we around each other like all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like it's so necessary, you know. But yeah, praying for each other more is something that we're learning to do, you know, because we learned that that's important.
Was it a difficult transition, like from singleness? Well, I mean, y'all were together, but y'all was still technically single.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So was it like a big transition from like, oh, we boyfriend and girlfriend to like, oh my goodness, like we're husband and wife now?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, not really, because I mean, she's still with the same person.
Okay.
You know, she just had like a little extra, you know. Just a little extra stuff. You know. But I mean, she's still the same person, though, you know.
Yeah. Do you feel a difference, like, in yourself as a person from, like now I'm a husband? Like, do you see a role shifting type
Yeah, I
thing?
had to grow. You know, I had to include her in things, you know, because before that I was just like, you know, I should do this. You know, I should do that. But now it's, you know, it's a team now. You know?
Yeah. Was that challenging?
Kind of a little bit, yeah.
What was the most difficult thing? Just making sure you include her?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
Like communication wise.
Cause y'all guys, ooh, communication.
It's like with Chris, like he knows that he can do it by himself, and I'm the same way too. I know that I can do it by myself, so that's what he'll do. He'll do it by himself. So it's like, wait, you ain't consider me? But I look at him and I say that, but I do the same thing because I'm a very independent person. So I do the same thing. I'd be like, wait, hold up, did I consider my husband? Did I ask him? Did we talk about this before I actually make that decision or like go that far with something?
And that's good. I think, because a lot of the upbringing that you have around you, in your back environment and stuff like that. Because now parents, they really do raise girls to be like independent.
Yeah, true.
You don't need a man, and that type of stuff. Then when you get a man, it's like,
you don't know what to do.
Especially if you're doing it in guy, like I'm supposed to be submissive to my husband, but I'm like, I could do it on my own.
Right.
So I gotta ask him. But you have to consider, one another. So that's good. That's good. What was like some challenges for you becoming a wife?
Well, kind of like you just said, what I grew up around. I didn't have examples as to like what a good marriage was or what it looked like or what it even was to even be in love, like, and be married.
Yeah.
that was challenging for me, like knowing how to be a wife. And I mean, I feel like God is teaching me along the way. But that, for me, that was the challenging part, learning to be a wife and learning how to move as, like you said, as a team and be one and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's good you said that. Like, what do you feel like? What is a husband like to you? What is a husband?
The wife backbone. The provider, the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
The person she can go to. When she fell down.
Yeah, like a protector in a sense.
Yeah.
In what ways do you cover her?
I pray with her, pray for her, encourage her. Tell her she's beautiful.
That's good. That affirmation. Do you receive those things?
yeah, I do. In Jesus' name.
Yeah. Well, I asked that because, like, and I have to check myself from time to time. So my husband be like, "Oh, baby, you cute. You so beautiful." I be like, "Oh, like stop it."
Yeah, I have those moments. I do.
Yeah, but that's good. I'm learning. Every time he said, I be like, "I know, thank you."
Yeah.
I'm learning. So, like, for you, like, what's the attributes of a wife? Like, what is a wife?
Like his teammate, like you said, the person for him to come to. I'm that person that helps him. Like I'm that extra. Like when if wherever he's weak, I'm there to keep it going. If he needs like okay, if I use an example, like say for instance, I don't know, like for him when he come home from work, I make sure I have something for him to eat. I make sure that I make sure that he's good, like, and I make sure that he knows that I'm here for him to do whatever he needs me to do for him. Like,
that's really good.
Yeah.
Have you always done that?
No.
Like, okay, so you started out not doing it, and then you started doing it, or
it was kind of on and off.
Yeah,
I wasn't consistent with it. Yeah,
but
but now, like I make that a priority to make sure, before my husband go to work, he has something to eat. When he gets off, he has something to eat. Or make sure that he has his work clothes washed and stuff like that. Yeah, make sure he's good.
That's really hard work. Like you don't think that it's that you don't think that it's that big, but that's really hard work. Like you gotta put in that extra oomph to do it. Cause like me, I'm cool with just eating cereal. I don't have to cook a meal. I like cooking, don't get me wrong, but it's like I can really eat cereal every day.
Not Chris gonna look at me like
cereal.
I need some grits.
But that's good. So what does devotion looks like for you guys?
With devotion, now, I mean, it's more like, I don't know, it's not as complicated as it was before for me. Like, it's more easier to be like to do it with someone.
Yeah.
For me, and because before, I just be by myself, and but now that I have Chris, it's a little bit more. It's just better. It's better for me, and it's not hard to do.
You initiate it, or it's like a mutual thing?
I try to. Yeah, it's mutual because I try, like, if I started, I'd be like, well, Chris, your turn.
Yeah.
I want him to know how to initiate it too. Like, as for me too, I want us to do it together.
Do y'all like pray together and read together every day, or is it?
Well, we pray together, but reading, we have to do that more.
Yeah. That's something that we gotta.
Because we kind of get distracted sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So and then
like I have kids.
Right. That's what everybody says. I had a But when like with the work schedule and stuff, because at first we used to work with him. Like we used to see, like, go in and come out. We used to have the same all days and stuff like that. But now, it's still a little different. We don't. Sometimes when I see him, he come home at night. So sometimes I'll be asleep, whatever like that. But we working on to be better with that. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
You know, but
it's one of those things you really have to be purposeful and intentional about,
Mm-hmm.
because it does. I mean, it's sad to say, but it does kind of get pushed off to the back burner, because it's like, well, no, we go to church. It's
Right.
like, okay, but that's just like 2 days out the week.
Right.
You still spend majority of the day outside of the church.
Right.
So you need that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Right.
that's good. But it's one of those things when you recognize what you need to do, and then you start putting forth that effort to do it, it's just going to become a habit. So where it's like putting on a t-shirt every day.
Right.
Really easy.
Because it's something that, I mean, I know for a fact it's something that we need. Like, it's so necessary. Like you said, it'll be so, like, we need a shirt, so we're going to put on that shirt, you know? So reading the word is necessary.
Right.
You know, because we need that covering. We need that, you know, we need that over us, you know? And we need that word in our head and in our spirit, too.
Yeah.
So,
And
It's like a cape to give you superpowers.
yeah, I like that. I know you mentioned, like, after y'all got married, the seriousness of adding God into the equation. Like, in what areas or ways that you've seen a shifting or a change in your marriage since doing that? Like, what's some specific things?
specific things as a shift. As far as, like, us as a whole as a shift, because us together are like, we way stronger than we are apart, you know. And it's like, I see how God makes it to where He needs me and I need Him. It's never like a situation where, oh, I'm just by myself, and you know, when I'm by myself, like, I'll be like, I need my husband. You know, I could, like I said, I consider him, and I'd be like, well, hold on, I don't think I could do this without Chris. And I'm like, Chris, I think I need your help, you know. And God makes it that way for us, so to show me that I need, you know, that's my husband. That's what He's for. That's what, you know, that's why He's there. And I feel like that's the shift that God is, you know, that He's doing without. That's the kind of shift that He's doing in our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
He's making us know that, you know, we have each other, and that's why He united us together, because we need each other. So
That's cool.
Right.
You guys want?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the shift I seen, you know, about praying and stuff like that, and you know, just communication, you know, with finance and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and you know, just putting her in my decisions, you know, more. You know?
Yeah.
Because at first I didn't put her in most of my decisions. I just did stuff.
I'm sure that cost trouble.
Right.
yeah.
That's cool. How have you grown in terms of like characteristics? Well, I guess it's probably like the same thing, you know, considering her. So maybe we don't even have to talk about that. Because I was gonna ask, like, in what areas have you seen you grown, like, as a husband since the beginning of y'all marriage to now?
I changed a lot. I mean, just talking to her more, you know, getting her opinion on stuff. You know, just
At first, Chris was
just
very
talking. I was like super quiet, like I didn't say anything.
He have a wall up.
We've noticed that outside of the I think at one of the marriage things, y'all were talking, and my husband's like, I've never heard him talk that much.
Everybody said love.
Yeah, it's true, but he did it to me. We had the conversation before, and I have to tell her, like, babe, I'm here, like, you know. But he, you know, say for instance, he's going through something, or, you know, he'll put a wall up, and he wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah, because at first I really didn't trust a lot of people. You know, people just did me wrong.
So it was kind of hard.
Yeah, it was kind of hard.
Yeah, right.
Especially relationship wise, it was, you know, yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, I don't know, you're evil or you're less of a man because you communicate more with your wife, or do you feel like you're more?
Yeah, that makes you stronger. You know, communication. Is
Say that again.
Yeah, it makes you stronger. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really necessary, you know, because when y'all walking around holding that stuff in, it makes it hard. I mean, you can agree or disagree, but I feel like, you know, it makes it hard for us because, you know, we should be covering y'all in prayer.
Right.
And the Lord does give us discernment and eyes to see, but sometimes we don't see, like, the things that you necessarily need.
Yeah, because, I mean, you holding in, you
and that's why I tell them, like, Chris, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Right, if you keep it in, you're a walking time bomb. You're going to blow up.
Yeah. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
What are some, like, ways you change characteristic-wise?
As far as, like, character, I think I've changed with, like, my patience.
I was about to say the same
Girl.
thing. I'm way more patient now.
Like, God working on me with this being patient. Because, like I said, I'm independent. So when I do it, I do it, you know. So, you know, when Chris do it, it's like, you know, like it's not like a waiting game for me. But like I would have been done that. Like it would have been done like this. But he's not me.
Yeah.
So I can't expect him to do the things that I do and how I do it.
That's
you know.
Word, girl.
And I'm like, dude, like okay, but I think I have grown a lot with that, with patience. Because at first, like I get so agitated, and I still do get agitated. I'm not gonna lie and say I don't, but I do. But I handle it better.
Yeah.
You know. But I be like, man, like my nerves be so bad. I got bad nerves. And I really do. I be like, Lord Jesus. I be like, Lord, please, you know, I be having to go into a quick prayer, like, cause But I have grown with the patience because, like I said, like you know, even at the times when he used to put up the wall and I couldn't really talk to him, you know, that was testing my patience right there. And I sit and I be like, look, I'm right here. I'm here for you to talk. Like, talk to me, like, right now. No, that's what I like, come on, we got to talk right now. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
But like I said, God, he worked on my patience, and I let him speak when he's ready to talk.
Yeah, because I think it is, and you can agree or disagree, but I'm not advanced, so I don't know. But I do think it is harder for guys to open up. I don't know if it's more so like nature versus nurture, or just the way guys are raised. You gotta be tough and
it's kind of, you know, like you said, it kind of is the ego thing. You know, with that, it's kind of like pride and stuff like that. You know,
because we so free fun. How you feeling, man? I'm just not.
Don't even care.
Women are easy open, you know. Women are easy opening up. You know, men, you know, it take for like years to open up.
Yeah.
And I can say one thing I'm learning in terms of like opening up is like, not everything needs to be said in terms of like feelings, because you tend to, you know, that there's the, I don't know if it's scripture, but I know the pastor would say like what you feed will grow. So it's like if you feed in that negative feeling and that negative energy, and it's like I'm just so sad and I'm depressed. And it's like you speaking those things. Or you're gonna stay there for a little while till you snap it up and it's like, you know what? I'm a little sad, but I'm gonna be okay.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. What you gonna say?
What was I about to say? I don't know. I forgot.
But he was talking about, you know, how difficult it is, a pride thing for
for men. That's what I was about to say. I recently saw a post. This guy said, we need to stop telling our black men to be humble. That's like saying stay in your place. And I was like, wait, that's right. That's what I was like. I was like, hold on. First of all, for me, what I feel like you being humble shows how great you are.
Right.
You know, so why do you have to cancel out humbleness to be great?
Exactly.
Right.
You know, and it's like, wait, that's what people was amen in it. And it's like, wait, this what we teaching our young black men?
Right.
Not to be humble, we teaching them to be boasty and big headed, and being humble is being great.
It is.
Like let's say that. Don't you know what you're saying right there is not what's up.
Yeah.
But guys, like the way that like in the world how men is supposed to be is just so wrong. Like to me, like some things, like some people have a good way of saying how men's supposed to be and stuff like that, but on the other side, it's bad.
I can even say that like in terms of women too, because you got some women that's like, he could fix his own food. I ain't got and it's like, you know, I'm getting to the point where I'm learning that serving your spouse is really serving God. Right. And we're gonna talk about submission next. But like when we first got married, I was all here for it. I'm like, "Babe, you hungry? Let me feed you." There you go. Like I would feed him. But then, things happen and then you're in your flesh and you get aggravated. It's like, I'm not doing nothing for him. He this, that, and the other. And you shift your focus off of God into your mate. And then it just got to the point where it's like, they got food enough, but that really causes tension into your house. So, in terms of submission, well, it makes you first. You feel like she submitted to you?
Yeah.
She a submissive one?
You
ain't gotta lie now.
Certain things.
Yeah.
But she, she is in, certain areas,
Like
with meals,
I
she makes sure I eat, But sometimes
vegetables.
Now, Chris, I think he Chris to eat vegetables.
I do eat vegetables. I don't like corn as much.
Green beans, that's it.
Yeah, I don't like peas.
You don't like peas? Don't say that.
You like asparagus though.
And she gonna be like, see peas. Ugh.
They're good. I like peas too.
Yeah. But I mean, she submitted, areas, like making sure I have a meal when I get home, but I don't make her. I mean,
right.
And sometimes he don't want me to cook. He be like, you can take a break.
We can go out to eat.
Go out to
like
eat.
That.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Applebee's,
Considering her,
right?
That's good.
Because I know she works 12 hours, so, you don't have to cook every day. Some people be like, well, I don't have a meal. Well, I'm going to the next woman's house and go get me a meal.
Yeah.
Yes, people find a lot of reasons to cheat and go out.
It's not worth it.
It's no.
Right.
For a meal.
I feel like, she came a long way, she submitted.
That's good.
It wasn't easy though.
That's what I was gonna ask. How?
It wasn't easy.
Like, what was your take on submission? Like, how did you feel when you read or heard the scriptures that wives should be submitted unto their husband in everything?
At first, I didn't really know what it meant at first. And I'm like, being submissive, like, submit what? But as I grown and I learned, like, it's submitting myself. Like you said, serving God is serving my husband. So doing things that will glorify God. I mean, doing things to help him will glorify God. Yeah. So once I learned that and I got that revelation of knowledge, I'm like, okay, God is going to be glorified if I do what I'm supposed to do for my husband. Like you said, being submissive to him and doing things that I'm supposed to do as a wife. Because it wasn't easy. It really wasn't, because like I said before, I didn't have examples of that kind of relationship. Yeah. Like I seen marriage, but I didn't see marriage in a light that made me want to be married, or that made me want to be submissive, or that showed me how to be submissive. Like, kind of marriages I was around was like, some marriages, like, they barely talk to each other. Yeah. They tolerated each other. Or, I see somebody else be married to them, but then on the other hand, they be cheating on their wife or they be cheating on their husband, but they still together type of thing.
And then the spouse know that they cheat.
Yeah, and they're still together. So I didn't really know, because I didn't know what being submissive to your husband meant, but I knew that wasn't right, because I'm like, wait, how you married, but this what you're doing, Right. And that just didn't sit right with me, and that's what made me never think about marriage. I'm like, that's what married people do? I never considered being married, never. Like, I never, some girls, like, dream of their wedding, what kind of dress, what colors. I never thought of that, never, until we said we was getting married. Like, until Chris proposed, that's when I started thinking about that. And it was hard for me to plan a wedding, because I really, it was a long thought process for me. But I didn't think about none of that.
Like, you just didn't think about it, or like you just never really saw yourself getting married?
I never saw myself getting married, because I never saw myself doing that. What I saw other people doing, I'm like, that's what marriage is? I never saw myself doing that. I'm like, no.
That's good. That's deep. Good. Yeah.
That's For me, it wasn't, and and before I dated Chris, I had a boyfriend before him, and I had other guys I talked to too, but that's who I talked to. That's who I was with. But I had people around me saying, girl, you better get you a little side piece, And it's like,
it's really important to watch the company.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Really.
And I've grown, like, not to, like, I don't even care to be around those kind of people anymore. Like, and people take it to offense, but they got you, like, I think within time they're going to get it. I just feel like, right. I feel like I'm protecting myself. Right. And I'm not being selfish or anything like that, but I gotta protect my spirit.
You do.
And I have that right, and me being married now, I can't be around nobody that's telling me get no side piece.
Right.
Or anybody that's married and do have a side piece.
Yeah.
Or in a relationship and have a side piece.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
That's why I cut a lot of people off too, like friends, family. You know, I cut a lot of people off. They're like, oh, you know, you could go out and you know, let's go to the strip club. For what?
Right. Not a wife.
Yeah.
Right. But people don't think like that. It's like a wife is like so, it's so underrated, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's not what people talk down on marriage so much.
And I was gonna say, because I think I've seen a post where somebody was saying like, all marriages is a piece of paper or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
said
But
that too.
somebody countered attack. I don't know the right word, but and was like, if that's the case, why everybody running away from marriage so much?
Right.
Because like nobody really want to make this commitment,
Mm-hmm.
but it ain't nothing. So
Right, if it's just a
yeah.
piece of paper,
Right.
why? Right,
You know?
whatever. It's deeper than that for other people. For people, I think they're just afraid of the commitment. People don't like to commit to that one person,
Right.
especially
It's like 1,000 people they got.
Right, and it's like, how do I know this one is
Right.
the one?
Right.
Which is funny. How did you know she was the one? Like, wait, that's funny.
Man, when I first saw it,
that
I
was a
like,
shift.
So you really was
Yeah,
like a love at first sight
yeah.
type thing.
When I first saw it, I was like, I gotta get her number. Yep.
That is so cute.
Yes, I gotta get her number. Yep. Cause I saw it, got her at the bus stop. I don't want to tell this story, but it's. I'm gonna tell it anyway. I was talking to somebody else, right? And I saw her, you know, in Delgado, stuff like that. But our relationship was on the rocks. So, you know, she cheated on me and stuff like that. So, you know.
Cheers, number one.
You know,
She cheated on me, so, you know, that's when I saw her like 3 days later in McDonald's. And I was like, I gotta get her number, son.
he came outside like,
Yeah.
Don't leave me.
I was like, I was talking to a friend. I said, man,
mm-hmm.
you gotta hook me up. She said, all right. I'm looking. I went in the restroom. They was about to leave. I said, man, where they went at? And my cousin was like, they outside. I said, yeah, I gotta go outside. So I ran outside, stopped them. And she was like, let me see that boy. What's your number? And she gave me her number.
That's so sad.
I was so happy. I thought she was gonna shut me down.
Because he said he thought I was mean. He was like,
Yeah,
that's
I
why I
thought she
never
was gonna
talked
shut
to
me
you.
down.
Because you always just, you look like you was so mean. I'm like, I'm really not mean. No, I said, but a lot of people tell me that, but I don't mean to look like that. But
I know, I be in deep thoughts. So
Right.
I be like,
Yeah.
I'm really just thinking.
Right.
Cause I told her, I was like, I said, how you doing? And she just looked at me. And I was like,
I don't remember that though. That's the thing. I do not remember
Yeah,
that.
the bus stop. I said, how you doing?
Now, I
She
do
just
remember
looked at me.
the bus stop. I do remember that.
Bud, please.
That's just not what I
I
said.
look at her, bud, please. Then like 3 days later, I saw her. You know, I got her number. I was so happy. I called her that same night.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
that's when we figured out too
Dude,
that
as soon as I left, I called her.
nah,
I did.
you did.
Yeah.
I don't. It's so crazy. I'll be like, Chris, I don't remember these things happen, but he
Yeah.
remember more detail than me. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
But
as soon as I left. 'Cause I wanted to make sure the right number. You know.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's a smart man.
but
I used to hate when people do that. He'd be like, man, your phone not. Oh, you know.
Let me see your phone.
But I think my phone was off because I wasn't working then. I think my phone was off, and I think I had my phone bill paid, and then that's when we started talking again after that or something like that. Because my phone wasn't working like that next day. I think it was working that same day probably,
okay.
but it wasn't on or something like it was something to that matter.
So I guess you didn't know at first sight, huh?
No, but he knew though. No, I didn't know. I didn't. Mm-mm. I just thought he was a sweet guy. He was really, really sweet to me. Like he's still sweet to me, but you know, and I didn't. And in past relationships that I was in, you know, I'm like, he a little too nice. You know, do he really?
Yeah, sure.
You know, like wait, I gotta question this. You know, but it wasn't. I didn't know like when I first seen him, like, oh, that's gonna be my husband. But as time went on, he showed me his heart like so clear, and he made sure that he showed me that he loved me, and that I was, you know, I was the one and stuff like that. Like he made sure that I knew that like all the time. So so that's kind of how I knew he was the one. And then like I said, if we could rewind a little bit, when his grandma died and he came to my house, I was like after my birthday. Because his grandma died on her birthday.
Yeah, 7.
On the 7th. And when he came over And he just cried. I'm like, this boy don't even know me. And he cried on my shoulder. but he cried like he didn't care. He, and I was, I was there for him. But I was surprised because I didn't really know him that well.
Yeah.
But he was willing to show his emotion to me like that.
Yeah.
And
the funny thing, I didn't even cry when I was there. Everybody else was crying.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even cry when I was there when she died.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. When he came and I was holding him, he just
you cried.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what? How did you propose? Were you surprised?
Kinda. That proposal story is just
it's all over the place.
yeah.
I was kind of nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was trying to get her cousin, Drake, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get Drake to help me with the proposal, but we was doing, a lot of things that day, and I kind of got
It was on
frustrated.
New Year's Eve, huh?
Huh?
New Year's Eve.
Yeah. I was waiting for the fireworks, to get on the riverboat. But we kept getting distracted and stuff like that, so I just did it when we got home.
Yeah, because that next day, I think I came from work that day,
Yeah.
and he had like flowers and stuff, and and I think he had flowers and stuff, and that's when he proposed to me at home.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry. No.
See, everybody don't cry.
No.
I was like, I can't believe you didn't cry. But see, I'm weird. Like, I was so touched. I punched him.
That's a way to show.
I did. When he proposed, I was like, get out. He was like, no tears. You punched me.
She was shocked. Like, she didn't know I was going to do it.
Yeah.
She was just like,
I was like, okay.
Oh,
So we doing?
see.
Yeah. And after the fact, my mama told me that he asked her.
oh, yeah, I asked her before I did it.
Yeah,
I asked her
yeah,
before I
That's
did it.
good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's really good.
Yeah, I showed her the ring. She was like,
Mhm.
you got my blessings,
Yeah.
son.
Nice.
Yeah, she was like, you got my blessings, son.
Mhm.
How long were y'all? Well, no, you said 7 years, and y'all got engaged. Y'all got married that same year.
Mm-mm. We got engaged 2015. Got married 2016. A year later.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. So y'all had a big wedding.
It
No.
wasn't big. It
It was
was,
alright.
I was like, I don't want to say it on camera.
I wish we could do it again.
Yeah, I want
I would
to
like
do
to do
it
it
again,
again.
but some of the stuff.
Cancel some stuff out.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's what I'm like.
Yeah.
If I do it again, there's gonna be some changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Cancel the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, y'all had a bar at your
Yeah,
wedding?
because people like.
We had a driveway, and I went. I don't drink, so I'm not. About to
Right,
drink.
and that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I
I don't
didn't
drink.
drink nothing.
Mhm.
But everybody else was
Right.
complaining because the bar closed early
Yep.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they was not appreciative of it, but I was like,
They
They
they should
tried
have
to
never
make me
did it.
work.
Right.
They tried to put me to work on my
On your
own
wedding day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My auntie, oh, I carry this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just carrying.
And then I had to be a wife. I had to be a wife. That's like I had to really show them like this is my husband on the same night. I was like, babe, come on, let's go. We're leaving.
Wow.
Yeah. But if we had to do it again, I would because I feel like a lot of people that was helping us, I appreciate them to the fullest. Like
Mhm.
people helped us that I didn't even expect to help us.
Right.
But it's like I would do it with more like God-led people.
Right.
If that makes sense.
No, that
And
makes
there's no
total
offense
sense.
to anybody or nothing like that, but people
It's just-
that has like that God spirit,
Yeah.
that wants the best, like that wants to show God off. If that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Right.
Because like my husband said, like, I mean, like you said, I don't even drink, so why do we need a bar?
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
trust me, I was getting a lot of flack for that, and I just was like, "Look, they gonna have a cash bar. Bring your money.
Exactly.
Why?
Right, you want-
I'm paying for you to come eat this food.
Right,
You
I'll
know,
bring-
Yeah, I'll bring your own liquor. You
Right.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, I don't care what you do in the parking lot, whatever
Right.
the case may be,
Right.
but
And the lady
Ain't
who,
gonna be him.
when we went to in Stonebridge, she told us because what we was paying was ridiculous, and she was like, "Look, y'all paying for these people to come and eat up y'all food, drink at the bar." She was like, "Y'all paying for them to have whatever they want." She was like, "Half of these people not even gonna bring y'all no gifts."
Oh, I was so thankful. I
When
was
she
so
said that,
thankful for her.
when she said that, I said, "We in the right place." I said, "God sent us to you."
Yeah,
We knew.
She said that's a lot of money.
Yeah, she said that's a lot of money, and that was like, I'm like, God, thank you so much.
And it was the bar. Like everything else was straight except for
Yeah,
the bar.
because I think it was like $200 just for the place. but for the bar and like I guess to pay her service and stuff was made it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, we don't need a bar. We can have some juice.
I wish. I wish you would.
Like, I'm cool.
Get some Kool-Aid.
But I still appreciate the day, you know. Our wedding day was nice. Everybody that came out and helped us out, it was nice. But if I had to do it again, I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Like most of our family members, you know, were serving the food and stuff like that.
Yeah, my mom had got some of her friends to help out
Mm-hmm.
and serve the food. So and we didn't even have to pay them. They just did it on the kindness of their heart.
That was nice.
It's like thank God for them. So yeah.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all seen like a dynamic change in relationships? Like maybe people when y'all were just boyfriend and girlfriend or even engaged that y'all was cool with, but then since y'all gotten married, like you kind of became distant with certain people.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
Cousins, you know, stuff
Family
like that.
members for
Friends.
sure.
Well, I don't really have friends, but you know, family members and stuff like cousins, you know.
Yeah,
Even
because
my
sometimes
mom,
people
my
don't
mom.
understand, you know, when you married, you know, that's who you with. Like,
Right.
there's no, you know, sometimes with Chris' family, they'll try to involve him and not me. And I'm like, that's not what we doing, you know? Right. We together.
They don't. That was.
Even
But that was when we first, like,
Yeah, they
started talking about marriage and stuff like that. But now it's a lot better, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I don't think they understood it fully, you know? So they just kind of tried to play that card, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't.
And like finances, are you guys on one accord with that or money management? type
Yeah,
stuff?
we getting better with it.
Yeah.
You know, because at first I was kind of all over the place. You know, I was
Yeah.
trying to figure things out.
By itself.
You know, yeah, that's just a
I
mind
became so
frame.
cheap now.
For real, you still lying, huh?
Yeah, it was just a mind frame. You know, me just trying to take care of things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, but I have to include her and stuff now, more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it's with the finances for us. I would say it's a work in progress. That's what I would say. It's something that I feel like God is showing to us to put us even closer to each other. Because it's not easy. It's not just you know, we got money and this is what we doing. You know, it's for us. Is more deep. It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Because once again, how I grew up, I should say, finances wasn't as important as it is that I'm married. Like it wasn't as important because it was just all about me. I was, you know, all about myself and stuff like that. But now that we're married and we're together, like my finances and his finances, like it matters. Like you know, it reflects off each other. So you know, we together.
And that's why, like I opened a joint account. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't do that.
No.
Like, I don't want him in my account.
Yeah, because at first we didn't.
Account.
Yeah, at first we didn't do a joint account, but then we did because now, you know, we're starting the process of trying to buy a house and stuff like that. It was like, yeah, we need to do that. So that's when we did the joint account.
That's good. That's good. I mean, it's just the worldly aspect of marriage, you know. And you do have the outside people in your ear, but you should just have like you said, more godly people, God-centered people. Not saying that you can't pull from people in the world, because sometimes they do got some stuff. You be like, I'm putting in God.
Right.
Then I'm gonna see what's going on.
Exactly.
But you do have to be mindful of those things and becoming one and connected and stuff like that, because that does matter, you know. And it's like a total shift in the house and stuff like that. How do y'all handle conflict?
Talk it out.
Yeah.
Talk it out. Pray about it. You know. Stuff like that.
I mean, but we came a long way. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, because I was kind of stubborn, you know. I didn't want to talk, you know. Conflict came around, just leave me alone.
Right. And I when see that, leave me alone. I don't talk about it. Don't do that. Don't do that. We gotta talk about it. Right. No,
Just give me a minute.
Come on, we're not taking no minutes, no seconds. No, come right now. We gonna talk.
I had to get better with that, you know. Yeah, I just be like, just give me my space.
But sometimes
please.
he used to run and be like, I need to take a walk.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you need that, but you know, you being married, I don't think that's the best solution.
Yeah.
Because you come back and then she be like, I don't want to talk to you.
Right. That's how. Yeah.
Left me. You know.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Because
Whatever.
our feelings all kind of crazy. You walked out that house, we didn't play about 800 different scenarios.
Yeah, exactly.
By the time you came back, I'm more mad
Exactly. Yep.
And I feel played because you left.
Right.
Knowing I feel so like
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. But
I
yeah.
got that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now, but Chris now he because at first Chris didn't really care to face the conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, like, if you never face it, how can you defeat it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, I used to be like, come on, we got to talk about this. We can't just we can't keep this going like that. Come on, we got to talk. But at first he didn't care to face it, conflict at all. He was, like you said, quiet. It still is quiet, you know, he's reserved, but he's willing to talk more now. And he gets it. He gets that that's necessary, that we need to talk, and we can't just let this go on, you know. And sometimes when I'm mad or something like that, he'll be like, all right, now what's wrong? You know, you all right? You know, you want to talk about something? You know, he does that to me, because I used to do that to him a lot, but he do it to me too now. But, yeah.
Y'all feel like y'all still in the honeymoon phase?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Keep the fire burning?
Yeah, gotta keep the fire burning, yeah. I mean, still in the honeymoon stage, something like that, yeah, because we still like...
Trying to get the figure out the marriage.
Right.
Yeah, it's still early.
Right. It's still like, yeah, just 2 years. I mean, we've been together about to be 9 years now, but we've been married just for 2.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we still like go on dates, treat each other to things, or, you know, surprise each other with stuff like that.
That's cool.
So, yeah, it's still, I guess that's still honeymoon.
Yeah, that's neat. Ooh, wait till y'all have some kids.
I know, right?
It's gonna be a new dynamic.
Yeah. You know, we surprise you with a wet diaper. Here you go, Grace. Surprise. Okay.
So, what are some advice y'all would give to some singles? Encouraging words.
I would say, you know, wait for that person. You know, don't rush into it. You know, pray about it. You know, God is this the person for me? You know, pray about it. You know, rethink what you're doing. You know.
Don't just rush into it.
Yeah, make sure you make the right decisions. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say for somebody that's single and, you know, waiting to be married, like, why you single and why you by yourself? Like, get a relationship with God. Make sure that the relationship that you have with God is first, because when you marry, you know, you have to, like, God has to be first still, period.
Right.
So if you have that relationship built with God, when you get married, it's not going to be hard for you to continue to own that relationship with God. So while you single, just
build yourself
up in God, and build your spirit up in God, and just let it be about God.
And keep a shield up, because, you know, it's kind of easy these days. You know?
Yeah, some dudes, and some, you know, and then being a Christian too, some guys will try to, like, say, oh yeah, you know, oh, you're a Christian, oh, me too, I go to church too, you know, but they'll just use that.
Church, are you part of the
exactly,
right.
And they'll try to use that to make it seem like they really like you, or, which is so sad, you know. But yeah, just can have a relationship with God and just stick with God, and God gonna show you. I mean, He gonna give you exactly what you need and what you want, as long as you know, pray to Him and you talk to Him about it. He's gonna give you your heart's desires.
That I am a witness to that.
Yeah.
Even with waiting until you're married, it's definitely worth the wait.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming out and chatting with me.
I appreciate you inviting us.
Oh yeah. I'm so happy.
Thanks for the coffee.
You're welcome. So thank you again, Chris and Calrika. I'm really excited. This was awesome. So kind of get to know you guys a little bit more.
Yeah,
because you know we see each other at church.
Right.
Like, hey, bye.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is really nice to get to know you guys a little bit more. And thanks for inviting me into your marriage and inviting us into your marriage.
No problem.
So I'm sure we'll probably see y'all again. Maybe once I have some kids.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Happy birthday.
The twins, huh, Chris?
Thank you.
The twins. So and I wish you guys great success. Y'all gonna be great. I mean, it seems like you're already on a good path, keeping God first and stuff.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, this is the end of our show. I am so excited, and I can't wait till y'all join us next time and come chill and chat with Nika KL on Coffee and Conversations.
Yeah.
And don't forget your cup.
Forget it.
Thank you.